Methods of cascading amplifier. In cascading amplifier, the output of one stage is connected to the input of the next stage. So now in such type of connections, coupling networks is required. Now, there are 2 points to be considered while cascading the amplifier. First, no signal losses occurs in the coupling network. Otherwise, it will reduce the total gain of the amplifier. Second, the DC bias of one stage is not affected on the biasing of the second stage or next stage. Now, there are 4 methods of cascading of amplifier. First, RC coupling. Second, LC coupling. Third, transformer coupling. And fourth, direct coupling. So here we will see one by one different method of cascading the amplifier. First, RC coupling. Now this is the basic circuit of RC coupling. Here we are taking only 2 stage. So now as shown in this figure, there are 2 common emitter type amplifiers are connected through resistance and capacitor. So that's why this is called resistance capacitor coupling. So here the output of the one stage appear across this collector resistance RC1, and this output voltage is applied to the second amplifier through this resistance R1 through this coupling capacitor CC2. Now here the resistance R1 and R2 forming a voltage divider circuits to bias the transistor R1, and similarly resistance R3 and R4 forming the voltage divider for the bias the transistor Q2. Here RE1 and RE2 is the emitter resistance, which is used to improve the stability of the amplifier. Now similarly CE1 and CE2 is the emitter capacitor, which is used to compensate the reduction of the in the gain of the amplifier. So here this capacitor CC2 is coupled amplifier 1 and amplifier 2. Now this coupling capacitor CC2 blocks the DC signal and it's allow only AC signal pass through it, because this capacitors provides very high impedance to the DC signal and very low offers very low impedance to the AC signal. That means this capacitor CC1 blocks the DC voltage, or you can say the DC signal. So therefore there is no effect of DC biasing of this two amplifier 1 and amplifier 2, and that means you can say that this both amplifiers are independent from the DC bias. So now that's why this capacitor CC2 is called blocking capacitor or coupling capacitor. And here there are some advantages of this RC coupling amplifier. So first, it's require less space, and the cost of this RC coupling is very less, and it is applicable for medium frequency. Now let's see the disadvantage. So now main disadvantage is increase in losses at lower frequency in coupling capacitor. And second, the higher value of capacitor is required to amplify the lower frequency signal. Then the application. Now these types of coupling is widely used in lower frequency amplifier like radio, TV, tape recorder, recorder player, etc. etc. Second, LC coupling. This is the basic circuit of LC coupling. Now this circuit is similarly to the RC coupling, but there is only one difference. In this coupling, we are connecting one inductor in the collector circuit instead of collector resistance. So there is one major difference. So here we are taking two stages of the amplifier. So now the two common emitter amplifiers are connected through the inductor L and capacitor C. Therefore, it is called inductor capacitor coupling, and its short form is LC coupling. So the output of one stage appear across this inductor L1. Now this output voltage is applied to the base of the second amplifier through coupling capacitor CC2. So here the resistance R1 and R2 and R3 and R4 are voltage divider type resistance, which provide biasing for the transistor Q1 and transistor Q2 respectively. Similarly, RE1 and RE2 is the emitter resistance, which is used to improve the stability of the amplifier. And similarly, CE1 and CE2 is the emitter capacitor, which is used to compensate the reduction of the gain of the amplifier. And input signal is connected through this coupling capacitor C1, and output load, and the load and output is connected through the coupling capacitor CC3. So here the coupling capacitor CC2 blocks the DC bias because it's offer very high impedance to the DC signals, and it's offer very low impedance to the AC signal. So now this coupling capacitor blocks DC supply, that means the DC signal. So that's why the biasing of these both amplifiers are independent to each other, and this capacitor is allowed to pass AC signal through it. So that's why this coupling capacitor is also called blocking capacitor or coupling capacitor. Now next, the advantages of this LC coupling. So first, the DC resistance of this choke is very small, which reduces the voltage drop occurs across it. So less VCC is required to operate the transistor because the collector resistance is very high in the RC coupling. But here the DC resistance of this inductor is very small, so that's why it is a main advantage of this LC coupling. Second, due to the higher impedance of this choke produce higher AC signal, that means it increase the gain of the amplifier. It is also one major advantage. Now next, the disadvantages of this LC coupling. The volume of choke is very high, so it's require more space. Then it is bulky, that means increase in weight. And third, the reactance of choke coil varies with the change in the frequency, because we have studied that XL is equal to 2 pi FL. That means the value of inductive reactance depends on the frequency. So if the frequency is changed, so the XL is also changed. So therefore, the frequency response of this LC coupling is not fixed. And another thing, the iron core choke is used for the audio frequency amplifier, and air core type choke is used for radio frequency amplifier.